you very much.
That means the world to me.
Beautiful. Keep doing the work. I 100% bound for you.
I'm sure you've gotten a little less kind responses at times.
You inspire me.
You're about to watch a social experiment. Stay until the end if you'd like to hear my thoughts about it and what I'd do differently. Enjoy! Hi. Would you like to answer some questions?
Sure. How? I saw you were standing over there like, what?
Yes. What do you think about forced child labor?
It's bad. We should not do it, I guess.
Terrible. Forcing the word force is already not a good one.
Would you agree that it's also wrong because as adults we're taking advantage of someone who's more vulnerable than us?
Yeah, they can't decide to work, and I think that's right, yeah.
That's definitely not acceptable. No one should ever take advantage of someone that is vulnerable. You should, if you want to do something, help. If you cannot help, just get out of the way, but don't take advantage.
What do you think about slavery?
Bad. Quite bad. Kind of this similar thing in bad.
I mean, absolutely not good. Absolutely negative word. Absolutely no.
What is it about a person that makes it wrong to enslave them?
Like you said, somebody vulnerable, somebody in desperation, those will be probably a target. Okay, I'm definitely gonna make this person do whatever I want. So that's being dishonest.
We treat them like objects.
If a slave owner was to justify owning a slave because they think that the slave was put here to serve them, what do you think about that?
You can't just decide that someone was put there for the service of others. No one was put here to serve others. Yeah, people have justified slavery with all sorts of ways, whether they're imprisoned or of a race or of a class or a ethnicity or a war, but no one's decided. No one gets to decide who gets to be enslaved.
I don't think in any situation can be justified. Like, just in my mind, like none. There is no justification. There is no justification for slavery. Not in my mind, in my heart.
Would you agree that slavery can be about forced labor, but it can also be about owning someone else's property?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened years back, right? So like, no, nobody owns nobody. You own your own self, your own decisions, your own choices.
Is it okay if I ask you to go more here because I can't see you? Should we care more about the desire of the slave owner to enslave someone or about the fact that the slave is victimized?
The fact that the slave is victimized.
I know these are very obvious.
Yeah.
You are very with me. Okay, so in times of chattel slavery, there were welfarists and abolitionists, and the welfarists thought that it was okay to continue slavery if the slaves were treated pleasantly and they didn't suffer too much. What do you think about that?
No, absolutely no. That I don't care. I don't care if it's sleeping a nice room or anything.
I say that's still wrong. You're still forcing someone.
Would it be okay if I showed you a 3-minute video? It's part of the social experiment.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
I have to let you know that it's hard to watch.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, I don't think I can watch anymore.
That's
No.
okay.
I do have some knowledge of that. It's insane. It's the industrialize of food. It became out of control.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what do you think veganism is?
Yeah. Oh my God. I am on the process to actually try to be one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying. My way of eating is already a lot basic in plant basic, but I am originally from Brazil, so I grow up. But at least I grow up with the more natural, free cow, free pig on their own, not like this. And then moving to America, it's a whole different way of this industrialized food. So no, I'm definitely on the process to become one.
And what do you think it is?
It's a plant basic, you appreciate the animal's life and you are definitely not part of this. And there is so much plant, there is so much fruit, so much vegetable that can feed the whole world. So we could definitely stop that.
So the reason why I put you through all these questions is because the answers really explain well why vegans are vegan. So a lot of people think it's just a diet, which is very understandable because it's been advocated like that. But really it's the stance against animal use, exploitation, commodification, and slavery as well.
You gave a good, how can I put a good contrast with the slavery, the human doing things into this. You know what? It's correlated.
Right. The more you look into the similarities, the more it's striking.
Yeah, it's definitely correlated. It's very smart who put this together. It is.
Well,
Make
thank you. Yeah, it's
think.
very-
Like, yeah, you are defending humans, and then I don't think animals was meant to be treated like this. I don't think animals was definitely not meant to be treated like this, just like us.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's exactly what I mean. Obviously, we agreed on everything that you answered. It's very obvious. But what would prevent you from rejecting the notion that animals are here to serve you and going vegan?
What would stop me from doing that? I don't know. Like, I try to eat pretty vegan myself. It's just sometimes hard with both getting food. I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money. Those are kind of, I think, the big obstacles for people. That's the biggest one for myself.
Let's first talk about that because I don't want to forget all the the reasons, because sometimes it can be a lot. So something that can be really cool and empowering to know is that there's been there's been several studies, but there was this study in 2021 that was based on 150 countries around the world, and they've discovered that especially in Western countries, the fully plant-based diet is actually 1/3 cheaper than a normal American diet, for example, in America. So that's really, I think, empowering to know that. I'm not very rich myself, so it can be really helpful to know that it's totally feasible. It's actually better.
It's hard. It's something that I like, right? Not as a part of every day of my life, but I like to have that door open. But the more I am learning how to cook and how to learn more about how to work with plants and things like that, the more I am putting the meat aside. So it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
I also think a big part of it is cultural. People don't want to be vegans, unfortunately. It's considered very feminine.
Which is kind of messed up, right? Because it's like domination and oppression is masculine somehow.
Yeah.
Like it's really
And just
and standing for the more
a
vulnerable.
restaurant down there called Meat Eater, or it's like a barbecue place, I don't know what, but I think it's very lame how hard people are on vegans when they just help the plant. They help everything by not eating certain foods, and I think a big part of it's cultural in America, and I think a big part of it is people just kind of treat meat as product, and it can't be a product the way it is like a pair of sneakers. It's a human being. It's not human being. It's an animal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a living thing, and we wouldn't treat, as they say in the video, we wouldn't treat dogs and cats that way, but we've decided pigs, which are much smarter than dogs, are treated that way. And I think a lot of it is very cultural, unfortunately, and that's the hardest part to change. And meat's just way cheaper than it should be, with government
subsidies. Exactly.
Go beans. I love beans.
Yeah.
Beans are great. They're really cheap, and they give a lot of protein.
Yeah, that's true. If you were one of these animals in the video, how urgently would you want humans to stop doing this to you?
Probably today. Or even better, probably yesterday.
Yeah.
That probably yesterday.
Right now.
Yeah. Yesterday, right?
A few years ago.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like something that's on the way to changing soon, unfortunately, just with how the world's going and prioritized. But it would be great if we did. I think a lot of people are waking up to how just more environmentally friendly it is. It's not always just about animal rights. It can be about saving the planet. If you bother to drive less or you reuse your bag, you should also be eating less meat.
There's really amazing health benefits and environmental benefits to especially an animal-free plant-based diet. But I just want to kind of drive home the fact that really that's the difference between a fully plant-based diet and veganism. Fully plant-based diet can be about anything you like, right? But being vegan is in any way of life, diet or going to the zoo or things like that, all these things that you reject animal use in general, right? So this is really a social justice movement for the non-human animals, really.
There is a lot more involved to be vegan than just, I just like plants.
Exactly, absolutely. If you don't go vegan right now, right,
Uh-huh.
there will still be individuals that will be exploited for you, you know?
Yeah, then I would try my best to educate it, to talk about it, to expose this situation and learn, especially the youngest, like teaching them. The youngest, it's even the best target.
So what do you think you're going to do after this conversation?
I probably will go back after my walk, go back home and talk to my husband about it. So I can, put a deal, make a deal with him, how about we do this? How about we instead this, we do that? And, make him understand more about this.
That's great.
I really do want to stop eating so much meat. It's hard, like, there's so much, I don't know, cheese I found has been the hardest. I really do rarely eat meat anymore, but dairy and cheese have been the hardest things to stop. And, obviously those are the same. It's almost worse because the animal's kept alive much longer in those conditions. And even like other things, like all the hormones they add to dairy products now is awful and causing a lot of problems in young kids. I don't know. I try to get better at eating that. Even like I'm lactose intolerant. I shouldn't be eating that stuff anyway. I think that's something. And like eggs are very hard and they're very good, but it's really something I should stop supporting. Yeah.
And what about the individuals that are still being enslaved, exploited, etc., when you're still, not being vegan?
I don't know. I guess just trying to encourage people, like let people know that it's cheaper to eat vegan. It's not some like weird hippie granola West Coast thing. It can be anything, and it's not. We shouldn't look down on people trying to help the whole play on it and everyone on it. Just make it the cultural thing is the thing to change about veganism and plant-based diet.
How do you think that would change? How would we change?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. In Montana, it's so hard because cattle is such a big industry here, and meat eating.
Shuttle.
Cattle, yeah. And I don't even know how we do it.
How about what if like we have more vegans? Wouldn't that make it shift?
That would. That really would.
We have to be the first person to stand up for the other animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a really cool documentary that's free on YouTube if you'd like to check it out.
Yes, I would.
Like about the welfarists and the abolitionists. The abolitionists, when it comes to the animal cause, are the vegans. And obviously, like as we agreed, for humans, it's wrong to enslave them even more humanely, right? And it's really the same thing when you think about it for other animals. So,
Yeah. I like when she said something about if you do cruelty for a dog or cat, it's criminal. Like I never thought that way. Like which is true, right? If you see anybody doing something bad to a dog, you call right away, you report to a cat, and you see in the news. But about that, you really don't see much on the news. You have to go deep to see what you showed to me.
yeah.
It's
It's
not
actually
like
illegal for people to show this to the public and to film.
because it's money, and it's said that United States is one of the number one of this industry of food. That became this crazy, and now the whole world is doing this.
And of course, we're also against small farmers because it's just a smaller scale of slavery and using them as objects.
It's a hard change to make, but it is necessary if you really do want to help people and help animals too.
And also, like something that's really interesting is that a lot of vegans say that before they went vegan, they thought it would be much harder to transition than it is. But really, the weird thing is for any habit, for example, is like the transition period. And after that, it's like the new normal. So yeah, like kind of remembering the victim's point of view, and then it's very easy to be vegan, know?
It is. I hope it will be. Yeah.
We have to make it happen. That's the only way it's going to happen,
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate you being so open-minded and so empathetic, and awesome.
Oh my God, I am absolutely, and I respect the fact that you are there, doing what you believe, doing what you feel. I 100% bound for you.
That's sweet. Yeah, thank you so much for showing me this and standing out here, and I'm sure you've gotten a little less kind responses at times.
Today was lucky, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do more reading about it. I'm going to check this.
Thanks so much.
And I will become a vegan.
You're
very
amazing.
soon.
Awesome. The animals need you, so.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That means
It's
the world to me.
beautiful. Keep doing the work. Definitely gonna, you inspire me.
Thank you. Have a good one. This is always very awkward to do, but anyhow. So it went really well. One person told me she would go vegan. And she even hugged me at the end. It was incredible. I've been trying to implement things I've observed in my lives, watching other outreachers, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, educate yourself about veganism and activism, and become active. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my activism and access exclusive content, consider becoming a Patreon member. Thanks so much, Nick, Hannah, and Bruno for your support.